What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Mathis Real Estate Group show. Today, we are talking about 5 tips to stage your home like a pro. So, we're going to talk about staging today. And this is a crucial piece of getting your home sold and making sure that you're getting top dollar, because what's it all about? Presentation of the home. So we came up with the 5 things that we typically do when we go in with our sellers and when we're looking at their properties, kind of what we're seeing and what we're thinking. And we're going to give you the 5 tips that we always run through. The first one, and you've heard me say this before, so don't be shocked by it, is declutter. Declutter that house. Take stuff out. If it doesn't belong in there, get rid of it. We don't need it. And a good rule of thumb, or a number that we've heard several times from professional stagers, is that oftentimes 50% or more of someone's furniture in their home will be removed when a professional stager comes in. This is because we are trying to decrease the amount of you in the house so that a potential buyer can see themselves in the home. Plus, we want the flow of the room to feel good. We want everything to feel open and easy to get to for any potential home buyers. Now, the second key thing when you're staging your home is lighting. So how is your home lit? Rule of thumb that we were given by a professional stager is around 100 watts of light for every 50 square feet. Now, when you're lighting your rooms, there's 3 types of lighting you want to make sure you have in every area. The first is what we call ambient lighting. So this is just your general standard lighting, overhead lights, lamps in the room. It gives you that general or enough light that you can see the room. The second type of lighting is what we call task lighting, T-A-S-K, task lighting. And this can be a pendant light, this can be under cabinet lighting, a reading light. Basically, if you're doing a task and you want to be able to see something specific, you have lighting for that. The third type of lighting is what we call accent lighting. So these are for tables, for walls, for certain parts of the kitchen. It's not to really illuminate the room, it's to bring out certain features or draw the eye to certain features in that room. Now, the third key thing we recommend doing when you're staging your property is paint. Paint the home, paint it to neutral, right? And here's a pro tip for you. When you're painting your home, and you say you have a small room and it's adjoining a larger room, paint the 2 rooms the same color, because then it looks like it flows and it gives the impression that the smaller room is actually attached to the bigger room and therefore more space. When you chop it up with 2 different paint colors, especially if you paint that smaller room a dark color, it's really gonna hurt the flow of the house, and it's really gonna accent that it's a small room. You can also paint, if you want to expand room colors on another note, is paint them the same color as your drapes or your curtains in the room, because then it's all blended and it gives you that finished look, and instead of creating seams within the room, it makes it all feel like it's one big wall. Now, the 4th key thing when staging your home is to accessorize, but not too much. Remember, we are all about decluttering the home, and what we see is that you often get in there and people will start putting stuff everywhere, and then it starts feeling cluttered and people get turned off by that. So while you may think it's a great idea to put certain things out, always consult with your agent or with someone who's staging your home on what is the best practice around this. One thing we usually go by is the rule of 3. Right, this is a video technique where they say always shoot your film in thirds. So look for people in the third of the frame, third from the top of the frame. But in general, we like things in groups of 3 as humans. It's pleasing to our eye. So even when you're doing things in groups of 3, make sure you're varying the height or the size of the objects. For example, if you're doing like vases on a table, don't make them all the same size. Do a grouping with 3 different sizes of vases. It breaks up the grouping in the room, but it also gives it that pleasing rule of 3. Another tip here is when you're looking at staging your bathroom, this is a really cool area you can do some creative stuff with. Again, not to go overboard, we want to create the illusion of a spa. So rolling up towels is a really great way to do it. Having little decorative baskets in there, nothing super expensive, and just creating that illusion that this is a spa or a relaxed space in the home. Now, the fifth and final tip that we give whenever we look at people staging their homes to sell is finish any projects. Finish your projects. The honey-do list has got to get done. There's nothing worse than walking around a home with a potential buyer and they see not only the things that they see that's wrong with the home, but the things that are blatantly wrong with the home because they haven't been done yet. So this goes back to if your, say your floors have missing floorboards or they're damaged, really damaged, get them refinished. Get that floor repaired. If your sidewalk has giant cracks in it, get it repaired. Just simply patching the sidewalk and making it look a little more flow, a little more less seams in it will help your potential buyers not see the damage to the house. They'll see it as a potential home that they want to buy. And the last one that we see a lot are holes in walls. As you declutter and take stuff out of the house or off the walls, don't leave giant gaping holes in the walls. Get them patched up. Sheetrock is not expensive. If you get someone else to do it, it's not terribly expensive for them to cut it out, patch that wall, and then paint over it because you're going to paint it to a neutral color. So make sure you're doing those little things, finishing those projects so that the buyer doesn't think, oh, I'm actually buying a project house of all the past owners' projects they did not complete. So again, that is our 5 key tips to staging your home. Declutter the home. Make sure it's lit properly. Paint the house and paint it neutral. Don't go crazy and paint it something really outlandish that nobody's gonna buy or nobody's interested in. Boring is better when it comes to paint when you're trying to sell your home. The fourth is accessorize, right? So think of how can I bring attention to a certain area, or if a room is feeling a little barren, how can I bring some flavor to that room? A little tip on that too, think about how can I bring the outside inside, right? So if you have a cool garden or you have some flowers, bringing greenery into the house tends to help it sell a little bit better. And again, remember on accessorizing, think of the bathroom. What can I do to create that spa-like effect inside of the bathroom? And the fifth and final tip, finish those projects. It is time to get the honey-do list done. We have got to get that done so the house looks completed, so somebody who comes in to buy it isn't thinking about all the additional work they have to do. They're going through, wow, this house is decluttered, the lighting's amazing in here, the paint's amazing in here, look at these really cool accessories, how'd they come up with that? And they're not concentrating on, look at the holes in the wall, look at the floors that are completely ruined. Whatever it is, finish those projects. So again, if you guys have any questions around this or you need help on figuring out what do I need to do to get my home ready to sell, especially with the staging aspect, we help a lot of people sell homes, so we see a lot of homes and we can tell you pretty quickly if your home is perfectly staged, ready to sell, and you're gonna get top dollar and be in the best condition possible, or if we have some work to do, which we're happy to help you with. Either way, reach out to us. Our website is mathisrealestategroup.com. You can call or text us at 919-867-1400 or go to any of our social channels. We'd love to hear from you. And if you have any other questions around staging, please reach out. We're happy to answer anything that you guys can come up with, and we're excited to help you get your home sold.